Previously on X-Men.
Jean Grey. She's alive.
Jean, how?
I wasn't the Jean you saw die on the moon.
What?
The Phoenix did bring me back to life, Scott, but it put me in a cocoon at the bottom of Jamaica Bay. Then, from what I understand, it copied me, used my form, my memories, everything that I was to experience life as a human.
Plague, you are a frail old woman no more, but a beautiful siren who will bring devastation upon the world as pestilence.
Now I can repay those brutes for what they did to the Morlocks.
We need our fourth horseman, and I know exactly where to find him. Warren Worthington, I am your salvation. I can restore what was taken from you.
Taken? Oh, no! Why? They took them. Why did they take them? I told them no so many times.
If you wish to have your flight restored, seek me out.
I was just leaving the office and wanted to check in to see if you've signed that new will yet. But are you sure about these new terms you've agreed to? You don't want to leave them anything.
There's no one else who deserves it more.
Ah, finally. Time is fleeting, Mr. Worthington.
I know from the looks of you that you're bad news. But if you can help me, then I'll pay whatever you want.
Now rise, my Archangel of Death! Go, my horsemen, and bring forth your blight upon this wretched city. Bring war, bring famine, bring pestilence, bring death!
From the city they descend, War clapping his hands together to produce explosions on the streets below.
Flee, insects. You can run, but you cannot hide. For today is Judgment Day. The Horsemen have come.
Beside him, Pestilence lands and reaches out with her enhanced powers, and the people before her are suddenly overcome with disease and fall to the ground sick and weakened. Famine, smirking beneath her sickly green mask, sending out blasts that age all organic matter on impact. Food goes rotten, plants and trees wither and die, and the people unlucky enough to be hit by her power are abruptly turned into lifeless, withered husks. Finally, death swoops down, his metal wings extending and firing metal blades from their tips, stabbing people below.
There is no running, no escaping death, humans!
A few blocks away, the 4 former founding X-Men soon have their attention drawn to the scene, hearing distant screams and watching as several police cruisers and response vehicles shoot past them towards the scene.
Looks like the search is gonna have to wait. This looks bad. Whatever it is.
What do we do?
What we always do. We must assume that the other superpowered beings in the city are too far away or otherwise occupied. This is up to us.
Good thing I always pack my visor. All right, Hank, let's go. The city needs us.
Hank steps on the pedal, and the red car shoots off following the response units to the scene. However, as they speed towards it, they notice a police roadblock being erected in their path.
Jean, if you could.
Yeah, I think I can still do that.
Jean reaches out with her mind. The old muscles take some effort to once again flex, but soon the roadblock is being tossed into the air and out of the way.
Hey!
2 police officers being gently levitated out of the way of their open-top red car as it speeds past them.
Still got it. What the hell?
Oh my stars and garters. It would appear we have enhanced nefarious assailants ahead.
Superpowered bad guys, you mean? Like Jean said, it's been a while. I'll catch you all there. Try and keep up.
Bobby?
Bobby ignores him, removing his safety belt and leaping up out of the car. His body then quickly icing over as he shoots out his patterned ice slide and blasts off towards the foes.
The more things change. Better pull up, Hank. Time to go on foot.
Cyclops stands from the car, placing his yellow visor on in place of his ruby quartz glasses as Jean and Hank flank him on either side. Hank flexes and tears, ripping off his clothes to reveal his signature blue briefs and fur beneath.
I really liked that suit.
At least you have one. But I guess I am getting a bit old for the green miniskirt.
All right, let's take them down fast and safe, guys, and save as many people as you can.
Just like old times.
On it.
The 3 run into the battle behind their younger friend, Cyclops sending out a massive optic blast into War, which blasts him off his horse, landing hard on a car below. Jean sending out a psi blast that grabs and levitates Pestilence, pulling her back from her victims.
What? No! Put me down!
Cure them! All of them! Now!
Unhand her!
What? That voice!
Jean looks up to the sky as Archangel shoots down, shooting blades from his wings at her. Jean is just able to put up a protective shield. And with her concentration on death, Pestilence is sent flying across the street and hits a shop front wall. But as she slowly rises, a small figure emerges from the dusk-lit shadows of an alleyway behind her. An old friend.
Plague? Please? Is that you, sister? You look so young, so different. But Caliban can tell it is you.
Caliban? Caliban, you must leave. This area is not safe.
Why do you fight with the X-Men who saved us?
Saved you, perhaps. But these mutants are X-Men no more. As I am told, all but Beast refused Magneto's call, left us to die. And besides,
She points up and to the sky and to Death.
the one who saved you is on our side.
Angel!
Back on the street,
Jean!
Cyclops runs in, blasting at the Dark Angel above with his optic blast.
Scott! It's him!
Huh? Oh my god. You're right. Warren!
Across the battlefield, the other two former X-Men look towards Cyclops, then Death with a start.
Huh? Warren?
It can't be. It can't be!
Warren! What are you doing?
Warren Worthington is dead. I am the Archangel of Death, and I shall bring death upon you all.
Again, the blades fire, but a combo of Jean's shield and Cyclops' blasts deflect them. Meanwhile, distracted, Iceman is snuck up upon by Famine.
Feel the wrath of famine, Iceman.
Bobby falls, his ice form fading as his skin begins to prune.
Bobby, no!
Hank leaps up, driving a double-leg dropkick into Famine to send her flying to the ground.
Bobby, my God!
Hank kneels down above his friend and cradles him. Bobby looks like he hasn't eaten in days, a withering shell of the man he was.
Hold on, pal. I'll get you out of here.
Hank throws Bobby over his shoulder and then vaults up, using lampposts as swinging bars as he heads back towards the car. Meanwhile,
Warren! What happened to you?
Stop calling me that! I am Death, and we are the Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Death swoops, attacking again, but misses once more.
You are Warren Worthington III, my friend. And I have already defeated Death once. I can do it again.
Cyclops! Jean! We must withdraw. Bobby is hurt. Badly.
Beast! That thing is Angel, and they're killing people. We can't just leave.
We must!
Not before we get him! I won't lose Warren too!
Cyclops runs in, blasting with all his might at War, then at Pestilence, then Famine. Jean then keeps the three busy as Scott advances on Death and fires up at him. Archangel deflects it with his wings.
Pathetic, Scott, as always.
Death then fires from both wings, Cyclops unable to fire on them all or dodge in time. His body pierced just below his left ribs.
No!
Jean runs in, sending out a powerful, angry psyblast that blasts into Archangel. Death falls from the sky, landing hard on the pavement below.
Withdraw, my horsemen. Now!
No, we have them.
Your powers are new and untested. Theirs are not. I cannot allow you to fall. Withdraw now. You will have your chance.
One by one, they obey. Especially Death, his programming too strong to fight the word of his master. He takes to the sky, following War and Famine on their horses. Pestilence, however, stops and looks back at her old friend. She throws him a communicator device.
Use this to contact me. Come to Apocalypse when you are ready to avenge our Moloch brothers and sisters. He can make you strong, like he did me.
And with that, she follows the other horsemen back to the ship, leaving Caliban clutching the device in sorrowful and conflicted thought. Across the street, Jean Grey helps Scott Summers back towards the car.
Hank, we need to get them to a hospital.
Yes, but I believe the hospitals will be full from this attack. And moreover, full of people who will blame mutants for it. Come, we will go to my lab.
You have your own? What am I saying? Of course you do.
Compliments of Tony Stark.
Really? I really have missed a lot. Hank, Warren...
I know. First things first, we must save Scott and Bobby.
Right. Let's go.
Later, Scott and Bobby rest in beds, having been tended to by Hank.
How are they?
Stable and recovering. It would appear that the Horsemen's powers fade over time, if you are lucky enough to survive, that is. And Scott was not stabbed anywhere vital, he just needs some time to heal.
Time may be something we don't have. The Horsemen are still out there, Hank.
I know. A fact that my old friends, the Avengers, were also keenly aware of. They thank us for our timely assistance, by the way, and are aiding with the cleanup.
Maybe they should tell the anti-mutant mob that.
They do try. Nevertheless, Iron Man's technology was able to track the Horsemen back to some sort of cloaked vessel hovering above the city. I have the location on my computer. However...
They are going to handle it.
After some reconnaissance, yes.
No! Hank, this is Warren. He's one of us. And whoever did this to him is in there too. It's our responsibility, not Stark's or anyone else's.
We are 2 members down, Jean. And none of us have done this in a long time.
How long will it take them to heal?
Bobby will be fully recovered after a few hours' sleep and a good meal. But Scott, I cannot say.
Then we will wait till morning for Bobby to recover. If no one else has gone to that ship, we will. And if Scott isn't up to it, then so be it.
Jean?
Hank, I don't remember what happened to the Phoenix on the moon. It wasn't me. But none of you knew that. Warren didn't know that. He went there and stood with me, despite how dark and twisted I had seemingly become. He was there for me, and I owe him the same.
I had better fire up the 3D fabricators.
For what?
If we are doing this, we are going to need uniforms. For ease of movement and protection, if nothing else.
Jean smiles warmly at him.
The old black and yellow?
I think given our lack of affiliation with the X-Men, that would make it a little confusing for all. Don't worry, I have something else in mind. Trust me.
May Caliban come too?
Huh?
What?
The two are startled by the voice coming from the corner as Caliban enters the room.
I do not mean to intrude or eavesdrop.
And yet you did.
How did you get in here, Caliban?
Caliban may have hidden in the trunk of your car. Caliban is sorry, but he wishes to go. To save Angel too, as he saved Caliban. And for Plague too.
Plague? Of course. The woman who made people sick.
I'm lost.
She was a Morlock, just like Caliban. The X-Men never found her the night of the massacre. Callisto thought she was dead.
As did Caliban. But it is her.
And how, exactly, can you help us?
Well, from the sounds of things, you only have a rough idea of where the ship was several hours ago. Caliban can track mutants. All mutants. Caliban can find them for you exactly where they are.
Hank and Jean look at each other. Hank nods.
All right. Hank, make another suit. A small one.
Morning.
Well, Bobby, you certainly recovered your appetite.
I was. Almost literally skin and bone yesterday, Hank. Give me a break.
I am not complaining. We need you.
And inside the medical bay.
Scott?
Jean. Then it wasn't a night. A dream.
Jean lowers her head, choosing to ignore the last second altering of the word.
Afraid not. Scott, can you stand? We could really use you.
Scott swings his legs around to sit up on the bed. He immediately clutches his side.
You're going after Warren, aren't you?
Did you expect otherwise?
Maybe we should call the X-Men.
And let Magneto and Wolverine go there? No. They are just as likely to kill Warren as save him. And besides, Hank tells me the X-Men are basically down to a smaller team than us now. We can do this. It's our job to do this. For Warren.
Yeah.
Scott stands.
Ow!
You're in no condition to go anywhere. Stay here. We've got this.
No. I may not be able to walk, but I can shoot.
You'll be a liability. And if something happens to you...
Thanks, but I'll be fine.
Maybe this will help.
Hank walks across the room and injects Scott with a syringe.
What was that?
A powerful painkiller. You shouldn't feel any pain for hours, so you will be able to move normally. However, that also has its downsides. Pain has a purpose. I will make your bandages as loose as I can, but if I see too much extra damage or blood, then I will take you out of the fight myself.
How?
I have my ways.
All right then. Let's move out. Caliban can lead us right to them.
Caliban?
I'll explain on the way.
Hank, are the suits ready?
They are, but please be kind. These are prototypes.
Almost a half hour later, the 4 original X-Men and Caliban emerge from the lab's bedrooms, dressed in new one-piece costumes. Cyclops in blue with a white X across his chest and white gloves. Jean in red with a gold X. Hank in a darker red bodysuit with no sleeves, also with a gold X. And Bobby in a white variant with a blue X. Not that it would matter once he iced up. Caliban is in a simple, small, black variation.
How are we getting there?
Let's just say this lab isn't the only thing Stark lent me.
A circular hatch on the roof of the lab opens, and from it emerges a Quinjet, which then blasts off into the blue New York sky.
We're here. The ship was in this area last night, though it could have moved on.
Caliban?
Left. Then go forwards until Caliban says.
Hank nods and pulls back on the throttle.
Keep going.
There!
What?
That distortion. See it?
It's getting larger as we close in. That's it.
Right. Now how do we get inside?
Caliban has a way.
Caliban reaches into his pocket and pulls out the communicator Pestilence gave him.
Plague, are you there? This is Caliban. I have come to join you.
You did not come alone. Who was flying that jet?
Other recruits from the Morlocks who wish to join us.
Liar! That jet is one of the Avengers' craft.
The team in the jet's eyes grow wide as the large grey ship decloaks and looms ahead of them.
No! We stole it!
I don't think they believe us. Hold on.
Hank banks the Quinjet to avoid the green laser fire and continues to spin to avoid more as they close in on the ship.
Oh! Caliban is going to throw.
Oh, gross. This uniform's new, pal.
Now what?
Man, what I would give for Nightcrawler right now. Not that there are any windows. Beast, open the back door.
What? Scott, we're 600 feet in the air.
We're on a mission. Call me Cyclops, and I'll be fine.
Scott, be careful!
Trust me, and you heard what I just told Beast.
Fine. Then it's Marvel Girl right now, Cyclops.
The two exchange a warm smile, but are unable to cherish the moment as the jet is rocked from fire.
Hold her steady, Beast, and no more rolling.
It'll make not getting shot much harder, but I shall endeavor to try, Cyclops.
Open it. Get besides it!
Beast does as he is told, moving the jet to be alongside the large, seemingly alien vessel, giving Cyclops a clear shot. Cyclops then opens his visor wide and blasts a large hole in the side of the ship.
Doors open, team! Marvel Girl, Iceman, get us over there!
The two do as they are told, the entire group moving to the back of the jet as Hank puts it into autopilot. Bobby then scoops up Caliban.
Hold on!
Ah! No! Caliban has changed his mind! He wishes to go!
Iceman extends his hands, forming an ice slide and carrying Caliban across and into the ship almost 50 meters away. Barely able to avoid a laser blast, Marvel Girl then lifts herself, Cyclops and Beast to levitate and fly into the ship as well. Just as the Quinjet explodes behind them.
Mr. Stark is not going to be happy.
We'll pay him back later, come on!
The new mutant team soon find themselves in a large canvas room that looks like a biogenetics lab.
Whoa! What is this place?
So, you live.
Allow us to correct that.
From above drop the Horsemen, Angel hovering above.
Who are you working for? Whose ship is this?
Why, mine, of course.
From the shadows, he steps forwards. The former X-Men, now seeing him for the first time.
Oh my god.
Yup. I just peed a little.
I am ancient. I am the first. I am your ultimate judge, jury, and executioner. I am Apocalypse!
You're just a juiced up mutant who thinks he's all powerful. We've beaten beings like you before.
Insect! I am as far above you, mutants, as you are above mere humans. I was once as you are. Now I have returned to be your messiah. Bow before me, my children!
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what he said. Guys, are we sure about doing this?
For Warren.
Shit. Okay, fine. Yep.
Iceman, what have I told you about that mouth of yours?
Subdue them, my horsemen, and slay whomever does not comply.
The Horsemen charge forwards, Caliban running to hide as the two sides charge, and battle begins. In the fray, Iceman sees famine coming for him.
Oh no, not again. You need to cool it.
Bobby blasts and freezes her up to her neck.
That ought to put you on ice for a while. Whoa!
He ducks as Archangel's blades fire at him, able to roll out of the way and blast ice up into his former teammate, who puts up his metal wing as a shield. Across from this, Jean tosses Pestilence away with her power into a far wall, as Hank keeps War busy, avoiding his explosions.
Please refrain from using your powers inside of me, War, should you not wish for a sudden descent into New York City below.
What? Nuts!
Quite the dilemma. Thankfully, I don't have such restrictions. Say, was that an artificial intelligence speaking?
I am.
You control this ship?
I am this ship, Dr. Henry McCoy.
Fascinating.
The Horsemen are all attacking. What's the big guy waiting for?
Let's find out.
He blasts, but Apocalypse raises his hand and erects a shield bubble around himself.
You are not worthy of my effort.
As Cyclops sneers at this, Death now swoops down towards Jean. She reacts, sending up a telekinetic blast into him. Hard. Death is sent flying, his head hitting a metal pillar, and his mask smashes and falls off, revealing Warren's face beneath. His skin, now pale blue.
Warren!
He fires at her with his wing blades in rage.
Jean! No!
Bobby Drake ice slides in front of her and takes the hit, his ice body smashing into 1,000,000 pieces.
Bobby, no!
And in that moment, something snaps and switches in Archangel's brain.
No! What is this?
Archangel drops to his knees, his head in his hands.
Bobby! No. I killed him.
Jean now runs over to Warren as Cyclops and Beast keep War and the female horseman busy. She kneels down before him.
Warren! Warren, it's Jean!
Jean?
He slowly looks up at her, his blue cheeks wet with tears.
Are you really here? Are you alive?
I am. It's a long story. We tried to tell you before, but...
I wouldn't listen. Oh God. What has he done to me? I'm a monster. A killer.
Warren, it wasn't you.
I did. I killed Bobby.
Sorry, Angel, but you, didn't.
What?
Warren looks up with a start as Iceman smiles down at him.
Ice Clone. New trick of mine. Comes in really handy as a shield.
Warren smiles for a moment, but then shakes his head defiantly.
But the others, the civilians in the city, I killed them.
No, Warren, that wasn't you. Of all people, I know that. I am not the Phoenix, and you are not Death.
Warren cries for a few moments, before then looking up and towards Apocalypse, his blonde eyebrows narrowing.
You!
He leaps up and flies towards Apocalypse, sending blades out to keep the Horsemen from stopping him as he does. Then fires his blades at his former master. The shield bubble stops those too.
Impressive. Your human emotions for this mutant broke you free of my control. No matter. You are forever changed. Warren Worthington is no more.
You lied to me.
Did I? You knew exactly what I was, and you gave yourself to me willingly. I did what I promised. You fly on wings once more.
If I had known the cost.
You, of all people, should know to read the fine print of the contracts you sign. But enough of this! I do not have the might to regain control of you. Not until I correct the flaw in your programming. And that will take more time than I have now. Horsemen, we are leaving.
What? We can take them.
It is clear that without Archangel you cannot.
Use your power. Slay them yourself.
I have neither the desire nor the need. This was but a test, and the results are clear. Willing beings are better for my cause. For now.
So I was just a lab rat to you.
Apocalypse smiles slyly.
But it would seem there is one among you who does wish to join me. Isn't that right, Caliban?
What?
Huh?
What?
Caliban emerges from the shadows.
It is true. Caliban is afraid. He came here under false pretenses. And what I said on the jet to you, Plague, was not a complete ruse. I needed to find you, Lord Apocalypse. I need you to make me strong.
Caliban, look at the others. He will enslave you.
No. Plague is no slave. She wishes this. Only your angel was controlled because he was not willing. Caliban will avenge the Morlocks. Caliban shall not allow the humans you fools protect to be safe in their ivory towers any longer.
Then come with me, child.
What about the ship?
It is of little consequence. I shall return for it. Now, let us depart.
And in a flash, the Horsemen, Apocalypse, and Caliban are gone. The heroes all exhale. Some shake their heads and then gather around Archangel.
You know, if we are doing this again, as a team once more, we should really come up with a team name.
Yeah, we may not be X-Men anymore, but we still got the X Factor. That's it! X Factor!
Warren, are you...
No. But I'm not blinded by anger anymore. Take me home, Scott.
It would seem this ship has been abandoned. Ship, would you be opposed to us taking command of you?
Not at all, Dr. McCoy. My purpose is to serve those aboard me, which is currently you.
Well then, in that case, could you transport us to the following address?
And so, with their new large invisible ship, the team returns to Beast's lab and temporary living quarters, the ship now hovering up above it in silence, only to awake the next day to shocking sights on the television news.
I am now getting confirmation that the private jet behind me, which crashed into the runway at 6:32 this morning, is indeed the private plane of Warren Worthington III. And the airfield is reporting that Mr. Worthington did indeed arrive early this morning to take the jet out on a private flight. Sadly, we can therefore only come to the conclusion that Warren Worthington was in this plane when it crashed, and given the burning wreck you see behind me, it is unlikely that he could have survived. More as we get it. Back to you.
No, but I wasn't. I didn't. Obviously. I've been here all morning.
It would seem that someone is trying to fake your death, Warren.
Yeah, and sorry to say it, man, but it's not like you can show your face looking... Well, like that and prove him wrong.
Yeah. And someone knew that.
Hello. Oh, Warren, it's for you.
Hello?
So it's true. You're still alive. When I saw that metal angel flying around on the news the other day, I knew it was you. I don't know what's happened to you, but whatever it is, I figure it's not something you can simply show your face again after. And if you do, then I'll tell the whole world who helped kill those people downtown the other day.
Hodge? What are you saying? What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with me? This coming from the man who has ruined his body to become a mutant again. You had your chance, Warren, and by your own hand, you left everything to me and my firm. You have nothing left. Goodbye, and rest in peace, Warren.
That son of a bitch.